Robert Downey Jr. is back, but not as Iron Man. Leaked set photos confirm the unthinkable. RDJ is playing Doctor Doom in Avengers 6. The Russo brothers' secret plan? Erase the MCU as we know it. This is how Kang's exit leads to Marvel's darkest timeline. Wait until you see who else is returning. Ironheart is no longer a dream deferred. It's nearly here, pulsing with overdue potential. Announced what feels like a lifetime ago and first glimpsed in Wakanda Forever, Riri Williams is ready to tear open her chapter in the MCU saga. The show lands on Disney Plus come June 24th, 2025, June 25th in the UK. Dominique Thorne suits up again as the genius girl in the iron skin, Riri, flanked by a cast that crackles with intrigue. Angie White brings fire as Ronnie Williams. Anthony Ramos embodies the Hood with that dangerous charm, and others like Manny Montana and Lyric Ross deepen the bench. Even Alden Ehrenreich is stepping into uncharted Marvel territory. But it's the whispers around this cast that ignite real sparks. Rumors coiling like smoke around a name that sends shivers: Mephisto. Yes, that Mephisto, the soul bargainer, the master manipulator, Marvel's own Demon King. After years of speculation, misleads, and meme-worthy fan theories during WandaVision, he's finally broken through the veil. In Agatha All Along, the third episode drops his name like a dagger in the dark. It happens during a tense moment involving Joe Locke's character, and a sigil that no one dares explain. Jennifer Kale warns of dark trades and family betrayals, threading Nicholas Scratch and the dreaded Darkhold into the web. And with one ominous mention, Mephisto, no longer a rumor, is real. Jack Schaefer, the mind behind the madness, confirmed this wasn't just a fan service stunt. Mephisto's emergence is a seed. It's the slow crawl of a wildfire. If the rumors prove true, and if Sacha Baron Cohen is indeed playing this devil in disguise, the MCU is about to get darker, stranger, and infinitely more delicious. Cohen, with his shape-shifting artistry and unpredictable depth, could take this character from shadowy whispers to iconic menace overnight. What makes Mephisto so dangerous isn't his fire or brimstone. It's his ability to offer what you want most, only to twist it into ruin. In Marvel lore, he's a cosmic parasite, a shapeshifter born from celestial gore, or perhaps from human nightmares made flesh. His exact origin? Blurry by design. One myth has him spawn from the darkest parts of the human psyche. Another claims he crawled from the corpse of a dying god. Both could be true. Both are terrifying. And both fit right in with Ironheart's villain, the Hood, whose cloak pulses with demonic power. Behind every dark deal and crimson spell, Mephisto waits, watching, scheming. Meanwhile, Riri's arc seems primed for liftoff. Last seen battling alongside Wakanda's fiercest, she's likely returned to American soil, her mind buzzing with knowledge, and her suit now a symbol of survival. What comes next is unknown, but if the Hood is pulling strings and Mephisto is whispering in ears, this won't be just a hero's journey. It'll be a dance with devils. And while Ironheart heats up, Marvel's next seismic shift comes from the stars. Fantastic Four. First Steps isn't just a reboot, it's the ceremonial welcome of royalty. Marvel's first family is stepping onto the MCU stage, and the entire universe may shift in their wake. Details remain locked in a vault, but one thing is certain. This isn't the clunky, awkward version fans remember. Under the keen direction of Matt Shakman, the genius behind WandaVision, the Fantastic Four are being reimagined through a retro-futuristic lens. Think Sid Mead's Dreamscapes, a collision of 1960s optimism and cosmic wonder. The release date? July 25th, 2025. The promise? A new foundation for Marvel's future. The film's title, First Steps, says it all. This isn't a grand finale. It's a prologue, a declaration, the beginning of something elemental. With the multiverse expanding and time itself unraveling in past titles, the Fantastic Four could be Marvel's answer to chaos. A family forged in science, tempered in exploration, and destined to restore balance to a fractured cosmos. But not all tales demand a silver screen. Some stories stretch across the ages, across continents, too wild and sweeping for live-action's chains. Eyes of Wakanda is one such tale. Slated for August 6, 2025, this animated anthology resurrects Wakandan history through the eyes of the Hadut-Serays, the elite warriors sworn to retrieve vibranium artifacts lost to time and stolen by the world's deadliest foes. Todd Harris, its visionary showrunner, explained that only animation could unlock the full scale of this globe-spanning epic. From Egypt's sands to the far side of the moon, No place is off limits. The show isn't bound by real-world logic. It moves like myth, gliding through an alternate history where Wakanda's reach stretches beyond borders and centuries. Voiced by a stellar cast, Winnie Harlow, Cress Williams, Anika Noni Rose, and more. This series dives into the soul of a nation untouched by colonizers, ruled by tradition, and fiercely protective of its secrets. With Ryan Coogler involved behind the scenes, Eyes of Wakanda promises to be both tribute and revelation. And then, lurking in the shadows like a fever dream, comes Marvel Zombies, the crown jewel of Marvel Animation's darker ambitions. This isn't the playful what if zombie episode dialed to 11. This is something else entirely. Raw, unfiltered, grotesque in all the right ways. Inspired by the chilling 2006 comic run, Marvel Zombies takes place in a timeline where the virus wins, where hope is outgunned, where the Avengers fall and rise again, hungrier, bloodier, and beyond salvation. The show wears its mature rating like armor. It leans into the horror, embracing the grotesque with a boldness that MCU fans rarely see. In this wasteland, characters like Scarlet Witch, Shang-Chi, Blade, and others become either saviors or prey. Florence Pugh returns, as does Elizabeth Olsen, Simu Liu, David Harbour, and a host of others. Familiar faces in unfamiliar forms. Even Iman Vellani and Haley Steinfeld join the chaos, their youthful optimism twisted into survivalist grit. October 3rd, 2025. Mark that date. Not because it's another Marvel release. No, this is something darker. Something raw. Marvel Zombies is crawling onto Disney Plus in 4 chapters. This isn't a spin-off. It's a reckoning. In a universe where hope decays and heroes rot, 4 episodes will redefine horror within the MCU. This isn't the future. It's the nightmare timeline clawing its way into your screen. And while that apocalyptic fever simmers, another wild card enters from the edge of obscurity. Wonder Man. Who precisely? Simon Williams is no household name, but he's about to leap from deep comic lore into streaming gold. Created by the trinity of Stan Lee, Don Heck, and Jack Kirby, Simon was born not as a savior, but a saboteur, heir to a crumbling empire, rival to Tony Stark, and pawn to darker minds. After striking a devil's bargain with Baron Zemo and the Enchantress, he doesn't just gain powers, he becomes a living weapon. And then, like all good legends, he dies. Or so the world thinks. But death rarely sticks in the Marvel cosmos. Simon rises again, often under strings pulled by villains like Ultron, until he's finally recognized for who he is, a conflicted hero. A founding West Coast Avenger. A lover. A fighter. A man constantly caught between what he is and what he could have been. He's also, oddly enough, an actor. A literal star of the stage with fists strong enough to punch through tanks. That twist is the beating heart of Marvel's upcoming meta-series. Yahya Abdul-Mateen 2 steps into the shoes of this haunted icon, not as a caped crusader, but as a struggling performer cast in a fictional series about a superhero named Wonder Man. Yes, you heard right. A show within a show, echoing Hollywood's smoke and mirrors. Directed by Shang-Chi's destined Daniel Cretton and Community's Andrew Guest, this Disney Plus mindbender leans into satire. Think less origin story, more existential commentary. The Boys meets The Truman Show. With 8 episodes launching in December 2025 under Marvel's new Spotlight banner, it promises to peel back the masks, exposing not just heroes, but the industry that fabricates them. And the cast? Let's just say the curtain's crowded. Ben Kingsley returns as Trevor Slattery, Marvel's in-universe failed actor turned accidental legend. Demetrius Gross, Ed Harris, and other heavyweight performers join this backstage circus. Expect fame, farce, and fatalism. But what of Avengers: Doomsday? That's the storm building on the horizon. What began as a Kong-centric continuation was violently rewritten by real-world decisions and fictional upheaval. In 2023, Jonathan Majors was cut loose, and just like that, the time-traveling tyrant was shelved. Enter a new player, a mask of iron, a mind of madness. Victor Von Doom. The name alone hums with menace. Marvel's Avengers: Doomsday arrives May 1st, 2026. The Russo brothers, yes, the architects of Endgame, are back at the helm. On April 28th, they dropped a behind-the-scenes photo that sent shockwaves across fandoms. A single chair. A Singename Victor Von Doom. Plot details are locked tighter than the TVA's archives, but threads are unraveling fast. The TVA is expected to return, ushering in another plunge into the multiversal abyss. Fantastic Four first steps may serve as the key. Doom has always been their shadow, intellect unmatched, ego unchecked. His rise signals an end to Marvel's age of scattered stakes. The Phase 6 threat is no longer abstract. It wears a metal mask and speaks with regal fury. And the casting? It reads like the MCU's final symphony before the storm. Robert Downey Jr., the heart of Marvel's genesis, returns, not as Tony Stark, but as Doom himself. A twisted reflection. The savior reborn as the tyrant. Continuity be damned, this is myth-making. And that's just the beginning. Chris Hemsworth, Vanessa Kirby, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Letitia Wright, Paul Rudd, Simu Liu, Florence Pugh, the Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, yes, the Fox X-Men, are stepping into this universe en masse. Patrick Stewart as Xavier, Ian McKellen as Magneto, Alan Cummings Nightcrawler, Mystique, Cyclops, Gambit. The multiverse gates are wide open. Even Pedro Pascal is now confirmed as Mr. Fantastic, leading Marvel's most iconic family into the battle. Doomsday is a title, but it's also a prophecy. A new generation will rise under the shadow of collapsing worlds. Benedict Cumberbatch, who once denied involvement, has since hinted at a return. Possibly as Doctor Strange. Possibly as someone else. Expect the unexpected. With Thunderbolts teasing the Fantastic Four's emergence and Kang's absence left unresolved, this is no longer just a movie, it's Marvel's reckoning. Destin Daniel Cretton was originally attached, but in a cosmic shuffle, he shifted his focus back to Wonder Man. Michael Waldron, the architect behind Loki and Multiverse of Madness, now writes the script for Doomsday and its sequel, Secret Wars. His mind dances through timelines like a god. His pen shapes worlds. And then there's No Way Home, the haunting echo that still lingers. It set the stage for Spider-Man Brand New Day, the next chapter in Peter Parker's cursed life. That title is no accident. It harks back to a controversial yet transformative arc in Marvel Comics history. When Peter gave up everything to save Aunt May, including his marriage to Mary Jane, he bartered his soul to Mephisto, and in return, the world forgot he was Spider-Man. It was sacrilege to some, salvation to others, but it birthed Brand New Day, a narrative reset with ripple effects across the Spider-Verse. Peter alone, identity erased, love lost, the foundation of a new beginning. And if you thought No Way Home was tragic, imagine it multiplied. Rumors swirl around new faces. Sadie Sink, fiery and enigmatic, joins the cast. Jean Grey? Mary Jane? Or perhaps Carly Cooper, Peter's post-MJ flame? Nothing's confirmed, everything's possible. And with Harry Osborn expected to debut, perhaps as a clone, a friend, or a future foe, the MCU's Spider-Man is on the edge of another seismic shift. Brand New Day isn't just a title. It's a warning, a whisper of erasure, a promise of pain and rebirth. Marvel's future doesn't rest on one hero anymore. It's a chessboard of gods, ghosts, monsters, and multiverses. Each project connects to a larger weave, one where doom, demons, and desperate deals aren't side plots, but center stage. The age of origins is over. This is escalation. Marvel's future is no longer just a connected web of heroes. It's a battlefield of collapsing realities, fractured identities, and choices with unthinkable consequences. Which upcoming project are you most excited or terrified to see unfold? Could the MCU's darkest days lead to its greatest storytelling yet? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of Marvel's next seismic shifts, don't forget to subscribe.